Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Gilbert, joined as always with my co-host, Joel Meyer. How are we doing tonight, Joel?
Fairly well. Nice Easter, good food, good times, all those celebrations and whatnot. Plus, as I said on Friday, it was a hell of a weekend in sports, at least in the sports that I follow. You got to bear with me as I recap everything that happened on Saturday and Sunday. I guess you can start with Friday with the basketball, but we'll start with the basketball. I mean, UConn just absolute buzzsaw, killing everyone. That's awesome. Lost a bit with Purdue beating Tennessee. I laid minus 180 that they wouldn't win the region, and of course they I think they covered every game too. Zach Edey's an absolute monster. 40 points in the game against the Vols, but otherwise basketball's going pretty well. What else happened Saturday morning? Oh man, Leverkusen. I got the big 50-1 ticket for them to win the Bundesliga. They were losing in injury time or very late in the game. Then they scored twice in the last 6 or 7 minutes to get the win. So they were up 10 points, and then Bayern lost to Dortmund at home 2-0, and so now that the lead is 13 points, there's no way that Bayern can catch them now. I think there's only 7 or 8 games left, so that's a done deal. Fucking ecstatic over that. Lazio got a last-minute winner against Juve, which was nice, just as a fan. Inter won today, so I've got that one too. And then on Sunday, Arsenal and Manchester City 0-0 draw, nothing game, which is great for my Liverpool bet. They are now 2 or 3 points clear of both of them, and the favorites to win the Premier League, so that's excellent as well. Saturday, I had Alina Rybakina to beat Danielle Collins. She's on her farewell tour. Their last year as a pro on the tour. I spent too much money in Rybakina. That one hurt. Lost that one. She was gassed. She spent like 14 hours in court in the Miami Open. Danielle Collins, she was a absolute beast, kind of like UConn in that tournament there, just carving everyone up. And Rybakina, she just had nothing left in the tank. Kept fighting to the end, though. Love to see that. My girl. And what else is there? Hockey, of course. We know all about that. And Sunday, I didn't expect to watch much of the golf, but it was actually pretty good. I started off just betting Scotty Scheffler. He was plus 250 before the tournament, and he was tied for the lead, albeit with like 9 other guys on Sunday, but he was still plus 150. And I figured, okay, this guy's a winner. All these other guys never really won the tournament for. So I went with Scotty at first, but there's another guy, Steven Jaeger, a German guy. I can't remember the last time a German has won on the PGA Tour, so I didn't want to be rooting against him for my own bias, but yeah, and he looked really composed too. He looked like a winner, so I was betting Scotty and Jaeger the whole way through. Thankfully, they weren't really challenged. There's this Argentinian guy, Tosti. He came kind of close towards the end, but yeah, Tosti, kind of a funny guy. Jaeger, huge win there. That was nice. Not as big as Gorgone and Smitty. They both had him 50-1 before the tournament. I was close to betting him, but I was like, I'm not going to watch this tournament. Well, I'm not going to throw this money away. Somebody's not going to win. And he ends up winning. So I didn't get the great number there. But anyway, golf was great. And I want to say there's one more sport I'm forgetting. But excellent weekend in terms of the future stuff, especially in soccer.
Good to hear. Yeah, a busy weekend there for sports. You said that last show. We had a bunch of soccer matches, bunch of tennis, bunch of golf. Even I did have a few boosts on Scotty. Nothing big, just like $10 maxes. So nothing too big there. But yeah, he couldn't get it done. Hockey was decent. Hockey wasn't decent. Flyers lost to the Blackhawks. Flyers then come back tonight against the Islanders and lose in overtime. They're trying to keep possession in overtime. They're playing well in overtime. And Morgan Frost, who tied the game with 10 seconds left, just turns the puck over and right in front of the net. But I'm very excited about the Flyers moving forward now. They got Ivan Fedotov in net, 6'7", huge in net. He allowed one goal on a deflection. He stopped a breakaway from Matt Barzal on one of his first shots against. So he's looking good. He's giving me excitement for the playoffs as long as the Flyers can get there now. Because right now, they're not there in terms of point percentage. They do have an easy schedule coming up after 3 days off. They're not back in action until this weekend, till Friday. So I'm still confident on them. I did throw out them to make the playoffs -145 before tonight's game. I'm not sure if those odds are up now, but I imagine they're similar, if not worse, after the Red Wings beat the Lightning. So might get down to even money. I'll hammer that, given how the Flyers look good tonight. It was just 18 seconds. Urson allowed 2 bad goals and then could not score.
Well, this was Jamie Drysdale's first game back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked really good in the third period. I watched that.
He looked bad on the Bo Horvat goal. He just got turned completely inside out, and Horvat just sniped Urson. Yeah, but he's an offensive defenseman. He needs to work on his defensive game. I do like him being paired with Nick Seeler, though, who's also back over the weekend. I think he came back, but having him back is huge.
Yeah, no doubt. Without Sean Walker now or Sealer, Drysdale missing too. Yeah, your back end is looking really tough. So yeah, Drysdale back. Yeah, hopefully the Flyers make the playoffs because I've got bets on like virtually all the other teams to miss. So I need one of those spots to be occupied by the Flyers. Never mind the 8-1 I have them from like November or whatever. So yeah, hopefully the Flyers get it done.
And Sean Couturier got hurt in the game. He got boarded right before the Islanders scored, I think, their second goal. No call, but he went right to the locker room. Did not return. I mean, they won 2 games without him, or didn't win 2 games, but they got 2 points without him against 2 good teams as a healthy scratch. So hopefully he's good to go for the weekend. But enough about that. Yeah, baseball's back as well. Make sure you are subscribed to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Those guys do a great job over there. Munaf Manji, all those guys over there, Mal from across the pond. Make sure you check them out with their daily free picks. Subscribe to them. Subscribe to the flagship as always as well. But yeah, it's been an interesting weekend of hockey for me. So we got 8 games on the slate here for Tuesday. We're going to run through those. And the second half of the show, Joel and I are going to go through our Stanley Cup portfolios, our current bets that we have right now, kind of heading into the playoffs. Still 2 weeks or so to go in the regular season, but I feel like both of us are fairly well positioned. I might add another bet or 2 before the playoffs, but just something to give you guys a feel of what we're already on that may impact our series bets moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get into that, but I've got, as usual, a ton invested there. Hopefully, we don't see another Knights run. Let's just say that for now.
Yeah. All right, let's just get into this 8-game slate for Tuesday, April 2nd. Oh, Joel, any big April Fool's pranks you pulled today? I know you're a big prankster. I know you love to do that stuff.
Yeah, you know me, very funny guy. No, I didn't hear any jokes really. I mean, Talon had a nice joke where he said we're going to Joel and Talon's baseball podcast or whatever.
Baseball money well baked. Yeah. That was good. Yeah, it was just as much like not sports teams, but like sports media organizations tweeting out like fake news, which is it's not the point. It's not the point.
I thought today was the 31st, to be honest. So it's like, you would have got me.
All right, you're ready to get into this 8-game slate for Tuesday, April 2nd.
Yes, sir.
Kicking us off here with the 7 p.m. time slot. We got a big battle here. Washington Capitals at the Buffalo Sabres. Game itself is in Buffalo. Sabres are -135. Capitals are +114. Over-unders at 6.5. Overpaying off +110. And under at -130. I don't got much for this one, so I'm throwing this one to you.
Yeah, not much of a side here. I mean, it's kind of weird seeing the Capitals as dogs. I mean, they're still getting no respect in the market, despite the fact that they're the team playing for something. The Sabres are all but eliminated now after a couple bad losses. So yeah, I can't bet the Sabres as favorites here when the Capitals are desperate, and they're playing better hockey now than they were in the first, 2/3 of the season. But yeah, it's hard to bet the Capitals. But if I had to bet a side, that's where I would go. But I really like the under in this one with presumably Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen in net. We know Charlie Lindgren should get the start on another crucial game for the Capitals. They know that Darcy Kemper doesn't have the goods, so I don't know why he wouldn't play Lindgren in every game unless it's a back-to-back. So, yeah, I like the under 6.5 quite a bit. Sabres are more of a defensive team this year, of course, and yeah, their goaltending has been outstanding, unlike last year. So under 6.5 for me.
Yeah, if I were to play the total or play this game at all, that's probably what I would look at. Minus 130 is a bit too juicy. I did play the draw here. I mean, dating back to 2021, so it's been a long time, but 5 of their past 6 meetings have gone to overtime, including the one earlier this season in Washington. The Capitals won 4-3. So I could see that happening with the Capitals, pushing for every point they can get. They've also gone to overtime in 3 of their past 5. So that's my only look for this one. But yeah, I would lean to the under as well.
Plus, in these games where they need every point, they're going to be more conservative towards the end. They're not the Sabres aren't going to be vying for the playoffs, so they don't have to take away a point from them. So, yeah, I can see that being a good case for the draw with them just wanting to get the point at the end of the regulation.
Yeah. All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot again here. We have the Florida Panthers at the Montreal Canadiens. The game itself is in Montreal, Les Bleu, Blanc et Rouge. Canadians are plus 185. Panthers are minus 225. Panthers on the puck line are plus 114. I'd also say Canadians plus 1.5 or minus 135. The over-under set at 5.5, overpaying off minus 135, and the under at plus 114. You can still get the under 6 at minus 110 at BetMGM right now. You can get it at minus 120 at Canby Books. That would be what I would recommend. I mean, under 5.5 at plus 114 might actually be decent because this should be a low-scoring game. Panthers games have all been going under until tonight when they lost 6-4 at Toronto. Montreal's also been playing great in net. I mean, Caden Primo's been good. They traded away Jake Allen, and since then it's just been Montembeault and Primo just allowing 1 or 2 goals a night, it seems like. Florida can obviously score, but on the second half of the back-to-back, I could see them not being too hot. They got outshot 33-15 in the second half of their last back-to-back against the Flyers. They did win that one due to poor goaltending, but yeah, I think the under here, under 5.5 plus 114 is fine with me. Canadians plus 1.5 minus 135 probably would be a decent look. I'm not sure what it's paying off, but like Canadians plus 2.5 and under 6.5 might be something I throw out there. Probably around even money. I think it should be a relatively low-scoring game here for the Panthers.
Right. I can't back the Panthers these days. They're not playing great hockey at the moment. A lot of close games, bit of bad luck, but also just not what we're used to seeing from them. Just dominating games and winning by margin. They're not doing that at all. In fact, I think they lost 6 of the past 8, maybe 7 of the past 9 after today, something like that. And the Canadians are still feisty. They're playing well. I mean, they weren't really outplayed in that loss to the Hurricanes. They were in it for most of the game, just a couple bad bounces, a couple bad breaks, and they lose that one 3-1, 3-0, something like that. So yeah, Canadians here I think are live. Stolarz is not too much of a drop off from Bobrovsky, but he's not quite the same guy. So yeah, Canadians here, and yeah, lean to the under 5.5 as well. Even though Panthers on a back-to-back usually tends to lead to more scoring, but I will not play the over in a Panthers Canadians game.
Yeah. All right, going down to the 7 p.m. time slot again. We have the Pittsburgh Penguins at the New Jersey Devils. Game itself is in New Jersey. Devils are minus 170. Penguins are plus 142. Over under at 6.5. Overpaying off plus 100 with the under at minus 120. Joel, what do you got for this one with the Penguins on a back-to-back?
Yeah, 2 teams on the fringes of the playoffs. Looking at Dom's model before today's results, the Devils had a 3% chance and the Penguins had a 5% chance. Devils definitely went down after most of the or all of them so far got a point in the Eastern Conference wildcard race, but the Penguins went up a little bit, at least with a big win against the Rangers. So yeah, the Penguins are certainly more live than the Devils at this point. Devils losing to the Senators last week, I think was a killer. Needed to win that one, keep the momentum going. Yeah, Devils are still a better team here, even though they have less hope than the Penguins. I don't think either team has a serious chance to make it, so neither team should have hope, to be honest. Yeah, Penguins, nice win against the Rangers today. I know they don't have to go far to Jersey or whatever, probably stay in the same hotel, but yeah, it's Devils are nothing for me. I think they win this one fairly comfortably. So yeah, regulation around minus 115, minus 120, something like that would be the way I would go. Yeah, the Devils overs are not as trustworthy as they used to be, so can't just blindly bet that. But that's the way I would lean in terms of a total with the Penguins again on that back-to-back. So lean to the over, but I'll probably bet the Devils. I haven't bet them yet, but I have a feeling I am going to.
Yeah, I love the Devils in this game. Might be my best bet if I don't feel bad about laying minus 170, but that's kind of juicy there. Coming back home, Pittsburgh on a back-to-back. They looking at the shots, they didn't really deserve to win tonight. Outshot 35-22 and won 5-2. Rangers came back in the third, made it a 3-2 game before the Penguins really put that away there. I saw Nedeljkovic started tonight, and Jari was like a late scratch. So they had a emergency backup. So not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. I imagine Jari will be fine, but who knows there. Either way, I love the Devils here. Devils own the Penguins over the past 2+ calendar years, 7 straight wins against them, including 2 this season. Both of those wins were 5-2. 2 wins before that with 5-1 and 5-2. So maybe look for a Devils team total over. I mean, the Rangers were still able to get 2 against them. Devils can score. Put 6 up against the Leafs, 4 against the Isles, 4 against the Jets, 5 against the Penguins just 2 weeks ago at home. So, Devils minus 170. Regulation's only minus 110, which might be even a better look here. Penguins got up for that game, trying to spoil the Rangers' race for the Metro there, and I think the Devils get the job done at home with very slim playoff chances. All right, we are brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and available in 40 states. Peer-to-peer social betting is a new and better way to bet. Bet directly against your friends or other users with on sports, politics, pop culture, and other events with verifiable outcomes. Plus, tons of fun social features that give the feel of a betting social network like group chats, leaderboards, head-to-head history, profiles, fan groups, and more. Cut offers lower vig and fully customizable odds. You can create your own bets. Cut also handles the payment side of things, so you never have to chase anyone down for money. And you get cash back every single time you bet against your friends or other users. So download Cut today in the App Store or over at cut.com. That's KUTT. And use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And of course, Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. It's also the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. Pick whether your favorite players have a higher or lower stat total in this week's game for a chance to win big, up to 100 times your money in a single night. So sign up today with promo code HGP and get your first deposit doubled up to $100, as well as an instant pick'em special. Visit underdogfantasy.com or find them in the App Store. And don't forget to register with promo code HGP to get your first deposit doubled up to $100. And that instant pick'em special must be 18 years or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncpgambling.org. All right, here, going down to the 7:30 p.m. time slot, we have the Chicago Blackhawks at the New York Islanders. Game itself is on Long Island here. Islanders are minus 230. Blackhawks plus 190. Over under is at 5.5. Over paying off minus 120 with the under at plus 100. Jolie, what do you got for your Isles?
Right. As I was saying, pre-production, the Blackhawks are turning into the bit of a nightmare for these Eastern Conference teams. We go back to last year where they're spoiling the hopes of the Penguins to make the playoffs there on the second last game of their season. If they've won that one, I think that they would clinch, and they failed to. The team with the second worst record last year, I think they had. Now here they are again, beating the Flyers on Saturday 5-1, and influencing once again the wild card race in the East. So here is another chance for them to do the same thing this time to the Islanders. And I think they're alive here with the Islanders on the back-to-back, of course. Nice win against the Flyers. That's an emotional one. Maybe they get some momentum from that, thinking that they are right back in the hunt. But still, with the Blackhawks, the way they're playing these days, not quite. They're definitely above like the Sharks and the Ducks right now. So they're not, I don't know, still like a bottom 5 team, but they're not the Blackhawks of January and February, at least. We'll say that much for them. So yeah, plus 190 here. I think that's the way to go. Lean to the under 5.5. We got Sorokin in there for the Islanders. Of course, doesn't really matter if it's Varlamov or Sorokin, really. And yeah, the Islanders probably play a little bit more conservatively with the, they just need the point and all that. But lean to the under. But I think I'll make a little wager on the Blackhawks to continue causing chaos in the East.
Yeah, I like the Blackhawks a lot in this game. Plus 190 coming off that win against the Flyers. Islanders are really bad on back-to-backs. They are 0-6-3 this year, including 0-2-2 after a loss. Have not won, or after a win, still haven't won on no days rest. You do have Sorokin, which, you do think he's the better goalie, but I think he's lost like 6 straight starts or something like that. Patrick Roy has not been very happy with him there, but I still think he's a solid netminder. So I would lean to the under 5.5. But yeah, stronger play is just Blackhawks plus 190, or maybe Blackhawks plus 1.5 at minus 125. Blackhawks won against the Islanders 4-3 in overtime back in Chicago in January. Islanders love those loser points. They would happily take a loser point here against the Blackhawks just to stay afloat a little bit here. But yeah, Blackhawks have won 3 of their past 4, including 2 of 3 on the road. So stay hot here at plus 190. All right, going down to the 8 p.m. time slot here. We got the Boston Bruins at the Nashville Predators. Game itself is in Smashville. Predators are plus 102. Bruins are minus 122. Over-under is at 6. Overpaying off plus 105 with the under at minus 125 here. I'm shocked to see this total still at 6. Even at under 6 minus 125. I think that's a great bet here. Both of these teams have been kind of playing playoff hockey for a bit. I know the Preds have had a lot of high-scoring games recently against the Coyotes and Avalanche, but I think getting back home, they're going to get back to their hockey here, and the Bruins don't mind playing a little, 3-2, 3-1 type of game. So I think under 6 is a good bet here at minus 102. I do also like the Predators at plus 102. I got them at minus 105 earlier. The lines moved against them here. Guess they are coming home from a 2-game road trip out west, but I don't know. I just don't trust the Bruins right now. They've alternated wins and losses in their past 4, squeaked out a shootout win in Washington over the weekend, another road game here. So I think the Preds here at home, plus 102. Boston's only 20-17 on the road, as we talked about last show. So yeah, and essentially a pick 'em here. Give me the Preds and give me the under.
Going against you with both these picks. Yeah, I do think the Bruins are a significantly better team. I know the Predators are playing well and all that, but they lost 2 bad games in a row. They lose 8-4 to the Coyotes, 7-4 to the Avalanche after winning that game, or leading the game, 3-4-1. Not good there. And the Bruins, meanwhile, they play these close games and whatnot, but they do tend to win them, or at least send them to OT. Yeah, give me the Bruins here all day long. Just a significantly better team, as I said. I know their goaltending hasn't been great, though, which is why I'm leaning towards the over. In fact, I bet that already with the way the Predators playing lately, more like the Predators in the early part of the season. Goaltending has not been there. Roman Josi is really lit up the offense, too, though. So, yeah, that first line is also pretty deadly. Forsberg, Nyquist, Ryan O'Reilly, another great year. Really bounced back after last year's struggles. So yeah, I like to see some goals in this one. I know it's a Bruins game, whatever. It's okay. The goaltending is not as good as it was a couple months ago, that's for sure. So yeah, give me the Bruins. Give me the over. Yeah, I bet them both. So those are strong positions of mine. Yeah, like I said, just Bruins, better team. Predators kind of slipping a little bit. Plus, Bruins have more to play for. I think they want to win that division, and the Predators are kind of like stuck in that. I don't know, wild card 2. Maybe they could catch the Jets actually for the third one. Not that you really want that, because then you have to play the Avalanche probably. So it's like, and the Predators really don't want to win. I think I'd rather play the Canucks than the Avalanche. So there's not exactly a ton of motivation for the Predators.
Yeah. Speaking of overtime, though, I do like the draw in that last game we talked about. Blackhawks, Islanders. Islanders love overtime. So if you can like plus 350 on that, that'd be pretty good. And yeah, for the Preds, if you like the Preds, if you like the over in this game, take Nyquist to have a point. He's always underpriced compared to Forsberg and O'Reilly. Maybe even Nyquist's assist is at plus odds. So yeah, I think that's a good look for the Preds. All right, going down to the 8 p.m. time slot again. We have the Ottawa Senators at the Minnesota Wild. Game itself is in Minnesota. Wild are minus 142. The Senators are plus 120. Over under is at 6. Overpaying off minus 115 with the under at plus 102 here. Joel, can the Wild bounce back from a loss?
No, I don't think they can. Wild have been their dreams are crushed now. They're not making the playoffs. Not much to fight for. Whereas the Senators, they're getting their late season push like they always do, as Town likes to say. And I expected it to happen earlier. That's why I was betting their point totals over. And you know what? They still might get there. Yeah. I mean, they're projected at 79. I got 79.5. So there's a chance. So I really hope the Senators win this game. And I think they got a good chance, certainly more than the plus 120 suggests. So give me the Sens all day long. They're playing much better hockey now than the Wild, who are kind of inconsistent. And yeah, who do they lose to? They lost to the So the Ducks, the Sharks, some shitty team lately.
They lost. No, they barely beat the Sharks 3-1. Lost to the Blues in overtime twice. Beat the Ducks 2-0.
I thought there was a bad team in there, but anyway, Wild.
Didn't the Sharks? No, the Sharks beat the Blues.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Anyway, I don't trust the Wild. Oh yeah, they lost to the Knights. That's the dream crusher. That was the last chance. Pulling the goalie there.
Yes.
in OT. That's the one. Yeah. So they lost the loser point to the idiots. So yeah, give me the Sens here. Wild dreams are crushed. They're going home. Not to the playoffs. Just going home. So Sens all day and over 6 -115. I know the Senators are playing more under games lately, but it's still a 6 in a Sens game. I'm going to take that. Wild, like now that they're out of the playoffs, they're not going to be so tense. They're just going to be playing a little bit more loosey goosey. So yeah, I like goals in this game, and I like the Sens as a road dog.
Yeah, Ryan, not much to add there. I like the Sens +120. They won 5 in a row. We talked about last show. They're having their run now where everyone believes them in the offseason. They're doing this without Chabot's been missing some time here. I think Josh Norris has been out for the season now for almost a month. So, I mean, get those pieces in the offseason, make a few trades, and they're in the playoffs next year.
Here we go again.
I'm going to clip this for Talon. Sens +120.
I wonder if they get a new coach in there. He'll definitely be on my radar for Jack Adams.
Craig Berube's got to go somewhere, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he fits the Sens though. Like he needs.
He's going to go to the fucking Islanders. That's where he's going to go.
You don't think Patrick Waugh's going to stay around?
No, I guess.
Doesn't he have like a long deal? I guess
he
2-3 years.
Does.
I don't know.
Maybe
he's not Pierre Engvall. He's not Pierre Engvall. Doesn't get the 7-year contract.
Yeah, maybe he'll be sick of Sorokin and just demand a trade to another team. Yeah, Sens +120. No strong feeling on the total. I'd probably lean under, but I'm not gonna fight you on that at all. All right, we are brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NBA and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app to visit itrofets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right, going down to the 9 p.m. time slot here. I got the Anaheim Ducks at the Calgary Flames. Game itself is in Calgary. Flames are -230. Ducks are +190. Over under is at 6. Overpaying off -120 with the under at +100 here. Boys, you know what's better? You know what's my favorite fowl to eat? Went down to the Asian market in Toronto after work today. I had a few beers going to Toronto. Just go to the market. I got this duck. Nothing better than some nice roasted duck. So plump and juicy. And the Flames are going to roast the Ducks here in Calgary. Give me the Flames on the puck line +110. Ducks are at an absolute shambles despite getting healthy. Lost 5 in a row here. Did make it a game in Vancouver. They're on the back-to-back, lost 3-2, but they're in shambles. They're losing when they're supposed to. Blackhawks are winning when they're supposed to lose. Flames good win against the Kings, but I think they're going to build on that here as they return home. They beat them. The last 3 wins have all been by margin here. So yeah, give me the Flames +110. That's a little bit more than just a Talonetics play. I might end up betting that.
Well, I hope the Flames win for the keep those over 85.5 point total bets alive somehow. I mean, they was looking great for a minute, and then they freaking lost every game, including a game to those sickly Blackhawks who keep winning those games, like you said, to tank their lottery chances. But yeah, you never know. Like they did the same thing last year and it worked out for them. So watch it work out again. They'll get Macklin Celebrini. I just can't do the Flames as a big favorite. I know the Ducks are terrible, playing awful hockey, but they do have some talent there. So if the Flames don't bring, I don't know, a B game, Ducks can take advantage. I think the line is just about right. So I'm not touching that. Lean to the over 6. 2 non-playoff teams. Could we just have a fun game there in the Saddle Dome or whatever they call it now? I think it's still the Saddle Dome.
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, they're still waiting for the new arena. Hoping the city will pay for it or something. Yeah, over 6 I think would be the only one I'd play here, with the Markstrom not exactly playing like he was for most of the season, and yeah, the other goalies they're putting in that aren't any better, that's for sure. So I think the over 6 is the only way I would look, although the Ducks have 0 offense. So I don't know. Let's get a cute game. Just all the young guys going after it. Hopefully they're not just playing the trap when they're 2-0 down the whole game. Yeah, the over 6 is the only way I'd play it, but I haven't bet either side or total on this one.
You have to think like one of these games, the Ducks, like all their young, talented players, like go off for like 5 or 6 goals. Like Zegras, McTavish, Carlson, they're all healthy now, but maybe they're playing the trap just to lose and get a better draft pick.
Yeah, the theory is that they're doing it so I don't know, they develop some structure for next year, but I don't know how much longer that'll last. I mean, McTavish had a goal last one, Zegras had a goal. Vancouver were kind of like just, they're up 2-0. They were kind of coasting, and then the Ducks scored those 2 goals, and the Canucks were like, oh shit, we got to start playing again, and then just dominated the third period there. But yeah, I guess the Flames could do the same. They're a lot better team, but minus 230 is about right.
All right, going on to the final game on the docket here, the lone 10 p.m. game. We have the Vancouver Canucks at the Vegas Golden Knights. Game itself is in Vegas. Golden Knights are minus 135. The Canucks are plus 114. Over under is at 5.5. Over paying off minus 118 with the under at minus 102. Joel, how are your Canucks going to do here?
I love the Canucks in this spot. The word of the day at Rick Tocchet's press conference after it was either at practice today or after the game, I'm not sure. But the point is, he said that the Canucks are looking stale. His team's looking stale because they had that 9-game homestand. They're tired of being around the families. I think that's what JT Miller said, like 3 weeks at home with the kids. The kids have been off of school for 2 weeks. So he's getting tired of being around his family, I guess. And yeah, nothing like a good trip to Vegas to get the troops rallied again and firing away. Because, yeah, the Canucks have just been kind of coasting. They're likely to win the division for a long time now. They clinched the playoffs. So there wasn't much to play for. But this one, I think with the potential playoff matchup, I think the Canucks will give them a game. We saw this game, I don't know, was it 3 or 4 weeks ago? Canucks absolutely dominated the Golden Knights. That was, I think, the first game with Hanifin in the lineup, second game for Manthos. Maybe they're still working the kinks out with their new guys, but either way, the Canucks just totally dominated them. Their forecheck just stuffed the Golden Knights in their own zone, and yeah, they couldn't really break out or do anything offensively. So I think the same thing can happen here. So give me the Canucks here as a dog. I know they haven't been playing great hockey, but the first game of a road trip, I like the Canucks quite a bit, regardless of whether it's going to be. I guess it'll be DeSmith for this one. I think they play the Coyotes on Wednesday, so maybe Seelovs will get the game for that. He was pretty good against the Ducks anyway. So yeah, I like the Canucks quite a bit here. 5.5 is kind of an interesting total. Lean to the under, I guess, with the way Logan Thompson's been playing lately. He's played a lot better since Aiden Hill got hurt. I mean, that's kind of scary because the Golden Knights, when their goalie gets hurt, suddenly the other guy starts playing like a 1A keeper, like a real goalie. It's weird how that works, but anyway, no play on the total, but I like the Canucks here quite a bit.
Yeah, you're talking me out of my Golden Knights bet, but I've already bet them at minus 130, so I'm sticking to it here. Yeah, Canucks first game of a road trip, Vegas first game coming home after a road trip, kind of a tough spot for them. But I think Vegas has just been playing well now since the trade deadline. They won 5 of their past 6, a few overtime games in there against not so great teams. But the Canucks, I don't know if I can trust them right now. They have beat some bad teams, Ducks, Flames, Canadians, Sabres, but since that game against Vegas, and they beat Winnipeg after that, they haven't really fared too well. So I like Vegas here at home, minus 135. They just have that Vegas magic, especially in the third period. But I love the under 5.5 in this game at minus 102. Obviously, I would love if it was a 6 even more, but these are two teams playing playoff hockey. In the past 10 games, they're both in the top 8 in terms of expected goals against per 60. Yeah, you said last meeting was a 3-1 game. Couldn't really forecheck or got the forecheck in there. So I see something similar here. And I'm loving how Logan Thompson is playing. We talked about it last show. Talon didn't think he'd start in the playoffs, but based on how he's been playing now, he definitely will. He's allowed 1 goal or fewer in at least 4 or 5 straight starts now. The Smith's been surprisingly good for the Canucks. I'm not sure if they're playing more structured defense in front of him without Demko, but either way, I like the under 5.5 at -102. I watched some of the Knights game against Minnesota. It seems like they're ready for playoff hockey with the style they're playing. So yeah, under 5.5 and the Golden Knights for me. All right, going down to our consensus plays now before we get into our best bets. We have the Cats. Who are they playing? Montreal?
Yes.
Under 5.5, +114. Devils -170 or regulation -110. Then 2 underdogs, Blackhawks +190 and the Sens +120 here. Our best bets in a bit of a rut. We both now lost 2 in a row. Last time out, I had the Flyers against the Canadians there. They lost that one, and you had the Rangers Avalanche over 6.5. I think it was a 3-2 final here. So what are you thinking for tomorrow?
Give me the Capital Sabres under 6.5, -130.
Buffalo under 6.5. -130. I will take the Devils regulation. -110 seems like a solid price there when they're -170 on the money line. I feel like that's only going to go up. So I feel like that's a pretty good look there for the Devils against a Penguins team without too much to play for. Okay, now we're going to get into some of our Stanley Cup futures here. Joel, you want to talk about the Stars first? I know you said you're kind of high on them. Not sure if you've added anything recently.
Yeah, I mean, their odds are plummeting again as there's confidence growing. My own confidence included in the goaltending. Finally, Ottinger's played a few good games in a row, so that's highly encouraging. That's what had me worried for a couple weeks there after being high on the Stars, but I'm back in. Bet some more 12-1 today after the odds are going down 7, 8, 9-1. So yeah, if you can still find that out there, that's a good look. I mean, another good one is of course, once again, saying it all season, it's the Central Division to win the Cup. You get the Stars, you get the Avs, 2 elite teams. Jets are not quite elite anymore. They've been in a bit of a rut, not encouraging going into the playoffs. But they're still got some. It's a lot of playoff pedigree there, starting with the coach. I know Hellbuck hasn't had a great history in the playoffs, but he's still got the top end talent. So if he finds his way, he could steal his series for sure if the rest of the team isn't dominating. So yeah, you get those 3 teams, and you get the Predators as a bonus. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Plus the odds of those teams are mostly going down, especially the Stars and the Avalanche, whereas the odds for the Central aren't really being moved at all. I mean, it's still 3-1 or better out there. So I think that's the way to play it at the moment. Stars or Central Division, kind of losing a little bit of confidence in the Panthers. Meanwhile, I know I'm heavy on them, as we'll talk about. But yeah, I mean, we can just say it right now. Like, I think the problem with the Panthers is that it's a long fucking season, and they went all the way. They only played 1 game fewer than the Knights last year, and we saw that they're kind of struggling with the endurance of a long season after a long playoff run. So that's discouraging. Not exactly thrilled with how they're playing. They look kind of tired. Plus the way they play. I mean, they treat every game like it's a playoff game. So that's got to wear on you. It's that's not good. But Panthers, I think, are still very live. I just wouldn't bet them now. I mean, they're still right around 7-1 or so. So definitely not good value there. Yeah, I think the only bets to make right now before we get into our own picks that we've been building up over the course of the season and off season would be the Central and the Stars. Yeah,
I'm seeing Central here, Central at +220 at FanDuel, which is the only place that has available right now. It seems a little bit too low, but yeah, out of the odds that are out there right now, Stars 11-1, 10-1 at some books. I think that's probably still a good look. We talked about it with Thailand last show. I love their depth. They have 3 solid lines that can check, they can score. Good defense core. They got Ryan Suter on the third pair now, so that's better than playing on the second pair. And yeah, Ottinger has been key for them, and he's stepped up in the playoffs previously. And for the Panthers, it seems like they just went all out all year long, like you were saying. Like the Golden Knights figured out kind of how to pace themselves, maybe use injury reserve to their advantage. They were kind of on the cusp of the playoffs there for a little bit. There was some anxiety about it, but they're in. They're looking good. I think we all had them fairly high in our tiers. At least Talon did. I think I had them in not the bottom tier, so they know how to win. Logan Thompson's giving me a lot of confidence now too. I feel like if we did our tiers like this week, Vegas would move up a bit just based off that, just because having some semblance of goaltending in that, even if he doesn't necessarily start in the playoffs, like having someone making saves that you can rely on for them. But yeah, I think like I don't know who I'd bet right now besides them. Maybe Boston 13-1, maybe a Leafs, but I don't trust the Leafs. Like it's the Panthers, Hurricanes, Avalanche, Oilers, Rangers are all like 7-8-1. And I feel like they're all kind of similar. I guess out of that bunch, I would like the Avs best at 8-1. Hurricanes are good, but they're 7-1. I think that's a little bit too short, but it's only going to get shorter, especially depending on who they play in the first round.
Yeah, speaking of the Leafs, I mean, definitely not betting them at the prices, but I'll be honest, they are kind of they are looking a little better than they have in past seasons because they do have more balanced scoring. They're a little more physical, a lot more physical actually. But once again, it could just be another episode in the Leafs fan hype cycle where they get encouraged and they get start chanting the Stanley Cup's going down to Yonge Street or wherever, and then they fall flat in the face. It's like the Charlie Brown meme, right? Pull the football. Lucy pulls the football out from him. And it begins the cycle all over again. Oh, this team sucks. Tear it all down. And then here we go again. It's fucking every year for the past 7-8 years. It's kind of funny. So we'll see if that happens again. They have a tough path, of course, having to go through likely the Panthers and the Bruins. Then they got to play the winner of the Metro. So the path is just, you're better off just rolling over the money line because there'll be dogs in every one of those series. For sure. Then there's the cup one too, where they'll also be dogs almost certainly. So yeah, that's the way I play the Leafs. If you want them, I'm not doing that. I might play them in the first round. We'll see. We'll see where they're looking at, what the odds are at, but definitely not playing the cup or the conference odds at the current prices. But I will say that they are looking a little better lately and more like a playoff team anyway. And we'll see how their goaltending holds up, though. That's another question mark.
Yeah, their win tonight gave me some confidence, even though I think the Panthers did come back in that one to make it close. But
that's another concern, right? They can't hold a lead. That's kind of important in the playoffs.
Yeah. I think like the Leafs are a team where like I would take them in series if they go down like 2-1 and they're like 20-1 or better to win the cup. Like I feel like they're a team that can come back depending on who they play on, who they play against. But yeah, out of those teams I mentioned at the top, those 5 teams, I believe neither of us have any exposure to the Rangers. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, you can't bet on every team, right? But I know I've been against Rangers the whole season long. They kind of proved me wrong. Probably going to win the division, even after the loss to the Penguins today. And probably going to win the President's Trophy. I mean, I'm glad they lost today because I want to get off all my President's Trophy bets. So now they might finally give me a decent price on some team. I mean, either the Rangers or the Stars. I want one of them to like make a decisive like push or loss. Yeah. I mean, like, so I can actually bet one of them. I can't bet both of them. So hopefully one of them just falls away, so I can just throw everything on the other team, so I can get off these huge prices of the Canucks 151 and all that. But yeah, the Rangers. I mean, the 2 lines on the power play say this all the time. Their 5-5 metrics aren't good, and they're getting worse in the second half of the season. So yeah, I'm out on the Rangers. But the problem is with the Rangers, they're going to get a bye if they win the 1 seed in there. They probably will in the East. So I mean, they get to play with the Capitals, the Islanders, the Red Wings, some shit. So they'll get like a free path, a waste of 8 days, to quote Daryl Sutter, in the first round. So that's the problem with the Rangers. But the Hurricanes can get to say the same thing because the third spot in the Metro isn't exactly going to be much stronger, the team in that position. So it's likely just a crash course between the Rangers and the Hurricanes in the second round of the playoffs. If it plays out as expected, crazy shit can happen, of course. But I would bet a decent amount of juice that's the matchup. So yeah, path for the Hurricanes, path for the Rangers are very positive, especially compared to, well, pretty much they got the easiest path in every team of any team in the playoffs, looking like.
Yeah, the West. I mean, the West wild cards are dangerous now. Predators up to 90 points. Kings are obviously a good team that's built for the playoffs. I think we can finally write the Blues off there, hopefully. But I'm not going to count them out yet until I got a big bet on them to miss. So I'm going to wait for that to happen there. But yeah, I don't really believe in the Rangers either, especially not now at 9-1. They opened at 14-1, which if you got that earlier, great. But yeah, as easy path in the first round. Then the Rangers and Canes are going to beat each other up in the second round. I also do think that this might be my bias, but whoever plays the Flyers in the first round, if they get there, is going to get beat up, and that they're not going to be as strong in the second round, which might be better than for the Atlantic teams. But the Atlantic teams, whoever gets the first in the Atlantic, I think is going to be key. But then they're playing the Lightning still, because and they could easily Lightning could take out the Bruins. So Eastern Conference is pretty interesting. The team I do have the most staked on, though, is the Hurricanes. I have 3 units on them at an average price of plus 950. I feel like that's a pretty solid position that I have. I think they're going to easily win the first round. I love their trade deadline additions. I love Anderson and net. Kochekov's been great as a backup as well. Don't have to worry about Antiranta in there. So Hurricanes are my big team in the East.
Yeah, a little bit of Hurricanes from before the season, but I would definitely lose on them. I mean, so I throw a lot of money into these markets. So altogether, I have about 75 units invested in across all these bets. A lot of that is in the like Canadian team to win the Cup for the season of 5-1. That's aged pretty well.
Yeah.
The Central team to win the Cup. There's a ton of money on that. Atlantic team as well. Some of that. Stopped betting that after the the price shortened and the Bruins kind of like I lost some faith in them. Yeah, those are the big positions. But then of course I got like the Jets if they win the Cup. I would a gross of 193 units, so a net of 117 or so. So because they get the Central Division, they get the Canadian team to win the Cup, plus you get all the I got them 33-1 win the conference, 68-1 win the Cup, and then a bunch of times mid in this season. So just need to pull it together, man, to keep those hopes alive. But yeah, after that it's Canucks for similar reasons. We got the 66-1 before the season, and then the Canadian team to win the Cup, and then. After that, we start getting to more realistic teams, I think, in the Panthers and Stars. Been high on these teams, especially the Panthers all season long. Stars, maybe in the past, I don't know, what was it 6-7 weeks ago? Started betting them. Plus, we got the Central Division stuff. After that, it's the Bruins, the Oilers, pretty much even. We were on the Oilers there at, what, 20-1, 22-1, you said?
I got 22-1, yeah.
Yeah, so again, Canadian team. So Oilers would be a nice dub, but I wouldn't definitely not bet them now 6-7-1. That's no bet at all. Then after that, we start getting to the negatives. Like with the Avalanche, I don't have anything on them to win the Cup. A bunch of conference stuff, plus the Central Division bets, of course. So that would be a small loss. I'll probably end up betting them in the playoffs anyway, because I want to win a little bit of money on my team going all the way. Then after that, Leafs, Kings, Predators, Hurricanes, Lightning in that order for teams I like to win. And then total doomsday disaster scenario would be the Rangers winning everything and the Knights. A Rangers Knights final would be just kill me now. I mean, if that's close, I'm going to be like throwing them into like random, I don't know, parlays and just trying to get out of whatever I can get. Like last year, I mean, I had a little bit on the Knights, not a lot. Still a big loss for the Panthers. Were deadly. I mean, just destroying every team in the East. There, the Hurricanes and the Bruins especially was brutal for me. Thankfully, they didn't win the final, though. That would have been cataclysmic. But even then, that was probably them and the Knights with Manchester City doing the Champions League. So that worked out okay. And also I have UConn to win the March Madness tournament, and at 5-1 mixed with Panthers, which works out to 66-1, and with the Stars is 70-1. So I got to factor those in if UConn actually pulls through. So that would be massive. So hopefully they continue to destroy and cover every fucking game. Let's go Huskies.
Yeah, I should clarify that my unit size for futures is about 2.5 the size of my unit for like day-to-day bets, just because they're like more kind of like investments. I mean, I do have half a unit on the Flyers at 90 to 1, so obviously they would be my biggest one if they won the cup. If they won the cup, I would be worrying. I would be happier than my bank account. So that's. But I do have some Golden Knights 2 units at 15 to 1. Thought that was a good price. I can be when I got it. I think they're below that now, 13 to 1. So I didn't really get too much there. Jets, yeah, I got a unit at 24 to 1. Oilers, I have a little bit over a unit at 22 to 1. Avs, I put 2 units down on 8 to 1. Canucks 16 to 1 for 1 unit. Stars 50 to 1 for 1 unit. So I'm probably a little bit too far spread out, but I want to have a few outs going into the conference finals, at least, where I can try to position myself to at least profit no matter what. But yeah, Hurricanes are a big team in the East. Avs, Knights in the West. And then Oilers. I mean, Oilers would be great at my the 22 to 1 I got, or any of those West teams. I feel like Oilers, Jets, Kings, I all got 20 to 1 or better on. And I have a few sprinkles there on the Lightning and Predators at 30 to 1 and 50 to 1, respectively.
I should say, included in that 75 units are like the shit bets, the dumb bets that they before the season, like, I don't know, Kraken at 50 to 1, all the Devils shit that's down the drain. Got Canadians 250 to 1, so that's all included in there. So it's not just these playoff teams. I have some Flyers 200 to 1, so yes. they have a chance. Predators 80 to 1 from a long time ago. Yeah, though I didn't include those in this, but they are part of the overall stake size. I mean, if anyone listening wants to actually see it all, I have a sheet. I make it all public. You just have to say, "Hey, Joel, how do I get in the Discord?" And then you say, "Hey, Joel, where's your fucking future sheet in Google Sheets?" And I'll fucking post the thing.
Maybe I'll pin that in the Discord channel if that's okay with you for people.
Yeah, that's fine. You can
people ask you for it all the time.
Jack Adams bets.
I
figure that maze out.
I was updating my sheet, and there was a Jack Adams bet. I had to put them all as void because Pennsylvania decided to not. I did see that I had quite a few bets on no team to win 60 games, which has mathematically won by now, but FanDuel has not paid out. So I may give them a message to see if I can get that money out of there.
Nice, yeah. Very, very even league this year. A lot of parity. No teams really taking the taking the league by the throat. Yeah, I mean, that would be fucking death for me if everything got voided. I mean, all the work that's done, like, never mind the money, just all the work, like every freaking waking up every day, just looking at the odds again and again and again and again. You got to follow that shit, all the media stuff, reading articles, listening to podcasts. It's a lot of fucking work. So to get it all voided in the end of the day, even if you end up losing a little bit of money, I don't think that I would be happy about that.
Yeah, if Tortorella won, or if Tortorella won, I was going to win a lot. But I think if Tocchet won, I was going to win like $500. So I'm kind of pissed about that. But maybe I should go to some offshores, because I imagine offshores would not void those bets for no reason.
No, I mean, they have more of a chance of like just tanking. I mean, just taking your money and fucking off. But that hasn't happened to me yet. So yeah, offshores are definitely an option.
I feel like the big name offshores like Bodog and Bovada they've been around for long enough, right? They're not like rebrands.
No, they have a history of there was the poker thing back in the mid 2000s where they fucked up, and then Shark knows all about that. Apparently he got screwed by that. But Bet Online, that's my favorite offshore. Pinnacle's good for sharp book, following good stuff. But yeah, another reason to get in the Discord is ask me for some good book advice. I get those questions all the time.
Yeah. What would be your best Stanley Cup bet right now at the best odds available? What do you think?
Stars
11 to 1, 12 to 1 you got?
Yeah, today 11 to 1 is still good. I like that. Plus the Central Division at 3 to 1 or better. Yeah, you can still find that. I mean, plus 220 is kind of crazy.
I found 280 at BetMGM. So that's all right. Yeah. Oh, and the
I guess they are starting to move then.
Yeah, Flyers to make the playoffs, -110. Missed the playoffs, -120. I might be hammering that, but before Friday's game.
Still have an easy schedule, right?
Yeah, they're the hardest team. They play at the Rangers once, and then besides that, it's no playoff teams.
Yeah, Blue Jackets, Canadians, Sabres, Devils, Capitals. That's pretty easy.
Yeah, And they've
have
been
to travel far either.
Yeah, they've been gassed. They played like 5 games in 7 nights or something crazy like that. Like they have 3 off days now. If they can practice, they can rest and relax, and
They have the fewest
they
games left in the league. Only 6 games left, so plenty time to recover.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Stars 11-1, probably the best one. I think Avs. I don't know, because like early in the season, I wasn't a big believer in the Avs, but I'm starting to feel it now. 8-1. Well, I guess one of my issues is that I don't trust Georgiev, and I don't think the Avs do either, given how they've been starting Annunen. But I guess maybe they're kind of resting him a bit. Is that what's going on?
No, they're both pretty equal goalies based on how they played this year. Annunen has been excellent. Georgiev has found his way a little bit. He was pretty bad in the first half of the season, but since the All-Star break, he's been a lot better. But the reason why I'm more high on the Avs, compared to 6 weeks ago when I said I was all in on the Stars, is because the Casey Middlestat trade has actually worked out wonders. Like there's actual team again. It's not just one fucking line. Plus the return of Nichushkin is massive too. Like it's night and day the difference when he's out of the lineup and when he's in the lineup. So hopefully,
and Drouin's been great too, right? That he's found that chemistry with McKinnon.
Yeah, he's been elite, but that's been an all-season thing, really. Yeah, it's good to have a second line again. Plus the additions of Duhaime and Trennan have improved the depth, and Sean Walker's been unreal. Big upgrade on Bowen Byram the way he's played this year. So yeah, the Avalanche are looking a lot better than they were before the trade deadline. Huge, masterful work by McFarland and Joe Sakic.
Is there a chance Annunen takes the net in the playoffs?
No. But he's a good option because if Georgiev struggles, they'll put him in. But Georgiev's getting the start.
Okay.
If Georgiev struggles, then they'll put him in.
Yeah, I see. I mean, his save percentage is 932, 218 goals against. I imagine they've given him kind of softer competition, but still, those numbers are undeniable.
Yeah, but he's not played a playoff game before, so they'll give the role to Georgiev. I mean, we saw what happened to them last time when Shesterkin took the net. Georgiev was fucking pissed, and I mean, of course they're going to give it to Shesterkin, but no, he's going to get the respect of the starter.
Yeah. Just saw Carson Wentz sign with the Chiefs there. Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, hopefully he tanks them. Just a cancer in the room or something, or maybe he's just there to hunt. Missouri, nice place for hunting. I know Carson likes to get after the ducks and whatnot.
He does. Yes, he does. Anything else here before we close this out? I think we're recording tomorrow. I think Talon's available. There's enough there. I think there's 5 games Wednesday. We're doing some other future stuff. We'll see what's going on tomorrow.
Our Stanley Cup draft.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going over it or doing another one, because I feel like we should do another one too before the playoffs start, or the Calcutta, Calcutta. I'm not sure if the listeners like the Calcutta or if Talon actually likes the Calcutta, but I like it. I enjoy it.
Well, Talon doesn't like it because he lost fucking $1,000 on the last time he did it. So
yeah, I wouldn't like it either if I lost it.
He got us to change it from American dollars to Canadian dollars.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. Also on YouTube at Hockey Gambling Podcast. Search for us there. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Get in the Discord as well, sg.pn/Discord. Or reach out to myself on Twitter or the HGP Twitter account at HockeySGPN. We'll point you in the right direction. I think there's also a link to there on the HockeyGamblingPodcast.com website that our SMAT made for us. So you can probably check that out there. I know Doug Reed in the chat, he said he does not have a mobile phone. And the Discord asks for like a mobile phone authentication. So like you need to get a code. I'm not sure if there's like a temporary number online, if that's an option.
Go to 7-Eleven, get a burner.
Yeah, go like a track fund or something. But yeah, I'll talk to the bosses, see if there's a way to work around that, or like if you can get like no, you can't get WhatsApp on the web or something. So we'll see. I'll try to get you in there, Doug. I imagine you'll be a welcome member in there. All right, though. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer, and you'll find me pretty fucking broke for the next couple of weeks until these the point totals start coming in. I mean, these books are fucking stubborn as fuck. The things have settled. Just give me the fucking money so I can wager some more on the Stars.
Yes, exactly. All right. See ya.